If you come here right now, you don't love it automatically. You grow to love it if you are a builder. If you are just a person looking for a place to go for 1 or 2 months, I brought my people here last year. They didn't like it. There are two kinds of people here. The ones that are dreamers, but they are not ready to build. They expect to be sponsored. They expect a little bit of socialism. We don't have that here. Why here, not the Bahamas? We can have longevity therapists here, and the people that you want to hang out with will be here. Why here and not Lisbon? Because it's a tropical paradise, 2 hours from Miami, 2.5 hours from Austin. And you really will see the people here that are building like you. So if you are an entrepreneur, my vision at least, this is mine, it's not Próspera, everything I'm saying it's me. My vision is this will become the place that people like us come to build.
We met, what was it, 8 months ago? More, less?
May.
11
months ago.
What, nearly a year ago. Right, amazing. Nearly a year ago, we met in Morocco at a sort of private invite-only gathering of digital nomads. Bit kind of like my first foray into it, to be honest. I've been, you know, I know I know those people, but I don't know them as well as you. And we met some really interesting people there. And we did a podcast because I thought you were one of the most interesting people there. Turns out I'd describe you as a bit of a kind of nomad influencer type. Done a load of stuff that was really relevant to Free Cities, basically. And now, my makeshift studio. Now, a year later, you're working on Roatán, and we're in Próspera doing this interview. That's quite incredible. And we spoke about Próspera when you were there. In fact, we made our interview caused a bit of a stink, I suppose, because you said, look, digital nomads don't know about Próspera, and they should. And your mission was to come over here and sort of try and make that a reality, and plus other things. And you've ended up basically working here. So you better give me the timeline, because I know roughly it, but I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Okay, so 1 year ago, we spoke in Morocco. I was working with different governments. I was with Rio de Janeiro, was one of my clients, Nagasaki, and others. I built communities for digital nomads. That's what I do for a living with governments and attracting foreign direct investment. I was invited by Lonis to come here for 3 months and do kind of consulting on how to attract people here. Lonis is the head of growth of Próspera. And I said yes. We spoke about it. Everybody was speaking about it. I was so interested in coming here and see what's the reality, because all our conversation was about my perception from the online conversation, from the online media, etc. I was really right on most things, but still I was not aware of everything. What is Roatán? Even nobody knows about Roatán. If I said nobody knows about Próspera, probably also nobody knows, even in my community, which is world travelers, about Roatán up to today. August, I land here for the first time. There was nobody here because I think August everybody leaves for some reason. And I did my 3 months. I researched it. I spoke with everyone in the different companies that are here, the hotel, the Duna tower, and everything in between. And in the end of that, I got offered a position inside the ecosystem. And one of the companies of Próspera is called Roatán Tourism Bureau, which basically has the goal to promote Roatán to the world. As again, nobody knows about this Caribbean paradise, which is very sad. And I said yes. So since then I live here. I moved here with my family. I have a 3-year-old. We are all very happy here, still with some frustrations, still building. It's early. It's very early. But now I have a full picture because I got to speak with everyone in the ecosystem. I got to speak with the locals on Roatán. I got to speak with the government of Honduras for the last 6 months. And that gives me a really good feeling on where we are and what we need to build.
Excellent. Right. Well, let's have a no holds barred conversation. Obviously, there's probably some things you can't say, but I am very interested to talk about what's working and what isn't working, because I've got very much got my opinions on what's not working. And I don't mind voicing those opinions because I know they're problems to get solved. I'm not being, and I'm not picking on the tiny little things, obviously. I'm just looking at it thinking, here we are in a frontier territory. And currently, my biggest sort of observation is it's a bit disparate. It's a bit cut off. So all the elements of what Próspera will be are cut off. But I don't mind because I've spoken to everyone here and the vision of the future is basically the opposite of that. So I know it's just a matter of time. Is that kind of where you're at with it?
Yes, I would say so. I think what's missing right now, I think first what we build here is incredible. It's unique. There's nothing like this. People talk to me, yeah, but what about these people that are trying to do something? There is nothing even close to where we are right now. I also think on the last years, we were doing a different battle, and I see a completely change on the last 2 months since the elections, where we are and where we're going. But definitely we have experience problems right now because it's early. And so I think in terms of experience right now, it's not the best place in the world. I think if you come here right now, you don't love it automatically. You grow to love it if you are a builder. If you are just a person looking for a place to go for 1 or 2 months, I brought my people here last year. They didn't like it. And the reason why is because the experience is not seamless. We have not integrated all the single pieces. So if you are at the Duna Tower, you want to go to a different place on the ecosystem, it's still not fully integrated, which is something that we would expect in a place like this. Most challenges today are experience driven, I believe. So it's all about now, and we just hired the right person to do so. It's all about fixing the experience so that people like us don't just come here to build, but that we enjoy the journey of building. We are not there yet, but if you're a builder, this is a good place. If you want all the comforts that our community has in Bali, in Lisbon, and everything in between, we are not there yet. It's a good place to come and build a community.
100%. That's been my experience. However, I kind of did love it when I came. But then again, I came for a very specific purpose and going away now. So I've been here almost a month and I'm leaving on Tuesday. So I'm leaving in a couple of days. Almost without, my advice will be, if you're someone like me, you're going to love it here. And I would also say to those people, don't just come here for a few days. You can check it out. If you want to come and have a look for a few days, so be it. But really, you're missing a trick. What you need to do is you need to be the kind of person who can set aside a month and come and live here for a month and work from here. It's not going to affect in my case, I got incredibly productive. I've done so much work. I've done so much stuff here. It's been amazing. But what I didn't do was... and sometimes you get to the end of the day and I'm like, I'd just love to pop down to the beach and have a swim. That doesn't happen here yet.
Yes, you can go up to the pool.
Yeah, I live right next to the pool. But even that pool, I want to do some lengths. I want to go for a swim. Like I said to people, I wrote an intro this morning to a show, and I said, look, if you're coming here looking for Tulum, it's not there, and it will be at some point in the future. There'll be something like that happening here, but it will be one part of this. At the moment, it's for the frontiersmen and women.
Do you know the irony of everything that you're saying? You are just describing the traditional digital nomad when it goes to a place when it's very early. Go for a month. Don't be a tourist. Go for a month. That's what we do. Average stay of nomads is 2 months in every destination. So we always go, inside our community, we say never go to a place less than a month. So you just converted to a digital nomad. Congratulations.
Well, thanks. I have literally been a digital nomad. I brought enough cables. As soon as I got set up in my room, the TV on the wall was an extension of my laptop, so I had screens everywhere. I started working straight away, mate, and I could see the sun setting outside my window in the city.
Welcome to the community.
Exactly. However, interestingly, someone else, I won't mention who it was, mentioned that one of the very long-term livers here said, you did it right. Because interestingly, if you try to do 2 or 3 months, then you start hitting gripes. Then when you get to 6 months, then you're on a roll again. And I can see that, actually. I can see that. Like I got into a groove already of Saturday mornings, got picked up, taken to the supermarket, did all my shopping, put that in the fridge. That was ready to go. There's not a huge amount of places to eat out, so I'm not eating out a lot, but I don't care because I'm here to work, But all these things are obviously hit there for the taking. And that's my takeaway. It's like, if you're someone who wants to do something, you need to get yourself to here, because the opportunities are literally limitless. I spoke to Gabe the other day. He said, basically, if it's not against the law, you can do it. Yes. You can just do it. Do you want to build a little neighborhood in the style that you like? Right. Just go and generate the money then. Just get the backing. Come and talk to us. You can probably do it, and people are.
Yes, no, they are. And there is the Bitcoin project being set up by Tomek. There is a new Darien Tower, 5 towers being built as we speak. So people are literally doing that.
And the Nomad Village.
The Nomad Village as well, which for me is, I don't like the name, but it's a Nomad Village.
But that's the name of their company, isn't it?
Yes.
I know.
It's
I
Nomad.
went up,
The company name is Nomad. So it's like a little bit everywhere.
Well, I went up there the other day and to check it out, because there's a bit of building has started, but not much. And it's almost like it's a textbook. Like, if you are a nomad and you say, what do you want as a nomad? Oh, I want cheap accommodation, a space where we can all hang out and interact, somewhere where I can work quietly, access to a beach, access to the jungle or whatever. It's like, okay. And that's what they're going to build, I imagine. Isn't that exactly that? It's almost like a nomad playground,
Yeah, it's the Nomad Village in the end. Yeah, it's a very small Nomad Village. I like the concept. I just don't like the name because I'm very attached to my community.
Oh, you think that no one should own that name?
I think nobody should own that name. I think it's very hard to have a company called Nomads. I love the project. I just don't like the name.
Yeah, well, tough shit. I mean,
it's life. Yeah, life is not easy.
You're only gutted because you didn't get it yourself.
I think the end point is like, people are really building interesting things. And because I'm here for almost 9 months now, we get to meet a lot of interesting people. There are two kinds of people here. The ones that are dreamers, but are not ready to build. They expect to be sponsored. They expect a little bit of socialism. We don't have that here. And the ones that are ready to build and they understand the ecosystem, they come here, they try it out, which is the case of Ivan with the Darien. He came here, he was doing his own thing, and then he's like, oh, this is actually a good idea. Why don't we build a different kind of accommodation, build to rent? And he's building it 5 towers. So if you are on this stage, ready to build, if you want to build something physical, especially right now, we are an open canvas, ready to build, desperate to have more people to build to a certain point. And we will say yes to any quality project that comes in.
And the more projects that come in, obviously, the less disparate the whole place becomes, which is, like I say, if you come into this is why I'm saying manage people's expectations, because if they come to Próspera, they're going to say that, well, everything's a bit disjointed and nothing's connected, and it's like, correct, we know that.
Help.
But don't complain about that. See that as an opportunity, because I do. I mean, I'm racking my brains. I've never been in that mindset. I've never generated money. I've never got VC backing. I'm a creative. I've never done any of that shit before. And even I'm thinking, maybe I could leverage my connections because there is so much opportunity here.
There is. I think the opportunity is so big and so open right now that it's even hard to frame it. I think the biggest challenge people have when they come here is actually framing an opportunity and boxing it on a way that makes sense. Because you see, when I brought here my community, I brought 10 people. They were like, oh, there is no ice cream in the island. We should do ice cream. And then they went to a different place. Oh, there is nothing like this in the island. Because not just Próspera, Roatán is actually 20 years behind most of the Caribbean. So yes, there is Próspera inside Roatán, but Roatán as an island also is really behind the major trends. So if you want to do a recovery center with a good gym, there is no really good gym in the island. There is good gym, decent gyms. There is nothing that in Bali would be acceptable, for example, or in Costa Rica, or even in the mainland. So we are behind in so many things that hopefully Próspera becomes the hub that will actually spark the development also of the rest of the island as we get more tourists, we get more people coming here, hopefully more people hearing about Roatán as well. We'll have 3 million people coming on cruise ships. Not sure if it's good or bad, different discussion. But not just in Próspera, but in the whole Roatán, there is so many opportunities if you want to live here and build for the island as well.
What other Caribbean, like let's talk about it from the nomad's perspective here, because funnily enough, the latest episode we put out was Patrick Freeman saying don't build for nomads, basically, amongst other things. But
He's wrong.
well, no, he didn't say that. It wasn't black and white like that. His point was that nomads, only a fraction stay long term, which I know you might be able to try and convince me elsewhere. But he's not saying nomads are a bad idea, because they have great function. But I think his and probably mine interpretation is that what you're good at is basically advertising a place, especially in the beginning.
I would say no. What you need to build the experience for nomads, because when you build for nomads, you build for everyone else. If you build something good enough to attract a digital nomad to whatever you are building something good enough for 90% of the people. If you have the community, international community of people good enough that these digital nomads will want to be part of it, every person that may be thinking about moving there will consider it more seriously, because there is a community of digital nomads there. That's why I say you should build for nomads, but nomads should not be your end client, which is slightly different.
Okay, that's a nice way of thinking about it. So, I mean, talk about Bali in that sense then. I went to Bali in the 80s, right, where it was for backpack. The only travellers there were backpackers. And I think there was one or two, there might have been one big hotel in Ubud, maybe, or somewhere like, not Ubud, Kuta or something like that. But it was a backpacker place if you were a foreigner. If you were a local, it was just where you lived, and it was beautiful and that. But that's right. It was surfers and backpackers. Yeah, it was hardcore surfers and it was backpackers. But Bali now is nomad. It's your digital nomad hub of all hubs, isn't it? Really?
Yes, and there is reasons for that. The way it started was a crazy guy and a co-working space, because he understood that nomads move between communities, not between places. So once he built one place to gather the community, which in this case, he called it the co-working space. Right now, we would call it a social club, because things change a lot. It was a co-working space where everybody meet. It was super community focused, events every day, a pool, all the Bali things. But it was the first one. And because of that, Bali started to grow more and more people. More people attracted new businesses, then one nice cafe, then the gyms. If you go today to Canggu in Bali, which is the biggest community in the world right now, in my opinion, what you see is the best cafes in the world are in Canggu. The best gyms in the world are not in the US, they are not in Europe. There is nothing comparable to what you can find today in Canggu. The best working spaces are not in New York. The best co-working spaces that have the pool, the cold plunge, everything, they are in Bali. So when I say Bali now is attracting more tourists, Bali now has people moving there, but Canggu was built for digital nomads by digital nomads. So the quality of the things we care about, the gym, the co-working spaces, the cafes, the food, healthy food everywhere. Right now there's a protein craze there. Everything is protein like the rest of the world, but they're having all these cafes with protein, all these cakes with protein. It just happens because they really understand their end customer. And this is not Bali. Bali doesn't even understand it exists. It's the entrepreneurs building for entrepreneurs.
All right, but now overlay that model here.
Yes.
What do you end up with? Because, like, for example, in Bali, how many people are living there? How many people have emigrated there?
So many. So many. There is a green school, which is one of the best schools in the world. It's a nature school that is thriving since the nomad community moved in.
And most people getting Indonesian passports and stuff like that?
They can get a residency, yes. Not a passport. Passport is a whole new thing, but it's not that hard to stay there. And most nomads, if they love it, they start staying there. They start building property. They start getting property, buying property. You can buy for 30 years. But yes, people move there. And if you go today to Canggu, there is kind of an expat community and there is a nomad community.
And what about the tech community? Because something we see here is quite a lot of the tech community. They've come in through the sort of network state end and seen the opportunity. And Nicholas has had a massive effect on bringing those people here as well. What are they like in Bali? Are they there?
They are there. The ones that are entrepreneurial, they are there. The builders, whatever, if they're introvert, extroverts, etc., they are all in Canggu. It hurts me because it's very far away and I don't really want to go there right now. But I went through this phase. So I went to Bali 2018-19. I loved it because the first place where I was surrounded by people like me, everybody was building businesses. I was like, wow, this is it. I love this. And I'm from Lisbon, which is known for this. And then I went through the phase where everybody's moving to Bali, all remote workers, because of COVID, remote work exploded. Everybody was moving to Bali. I was like, I don't like this anymore. And now the remote workers started moving away. They had to go back to their countries for different reasons. And it's back to entrepreneurs only again. So now it's exciting again for me. So, and meanwhile, one of the best infrastructures in the world was built. There is problems, don't get me wrong. Like Bali is far from perfect. There is pollution, the beaches are not clean, etc. In terms of concentration of entrepreneurial talent, all the way from tech to AI, everyone is going to Bali. It's crazy.
And what's the kind of economic regulatory situation there? I mean, are they taxed much? Are they, is it, I mean, because obviously one of Prospera's huge advantages if you're an entrepreneur is that you can bring your business here, have a very acceptable tax rate, and probably run your business like the best place that you could run it in the world, basically. You can pick that place and you can use those rules and regs,
Bali is the opposite.
Okay. So if these guys running their businesses in Bali, are they paying through the nose for it?
No, like the ones building physical businesses, they are paying taxes there. The ones that are foreigner, they usually don't pay taxes there.
Because they're not there for long enough or whatever.
Or they have a residency scheme, etc. Yes.
Right. So that's the model.
Yes. And answering your previous question, how could these overlay? The one thing Bali did was build for experience. Everything in Bali is built for an incredible experience. That's it. Anything we build here needs to be thought about for attracting people. Because once you come here, you need to feel you want to stay here forever. And there are two layers. There's the physical layer. Do we have the right gyms? Do we have the cold plunges? Whatever people are into today. And the second layer is, do I have the community? Bali today, after many years, nails both of them. We could, if we build the physical part of it, I have no worries that we will attract and maintain the right people. We are not there yet. We need to build it, but it's not that hard. In my head, we are 150 to 100K from success.
Sorry, I've left my phone on. I'm going to turn that off because that noise means my daughter's going to start sending me messages. Wait a second. No, what I was going to say was, I mean, when you look at, when I went up the hill yesterday to have a look around at some other places, just a few of the building plots and stuff that they've got up there. When you get up there and you look back down and you look across the island, you realise that the potential is here for it to be an incredible place. Just like you said about Bali. Bali's been built now. Like I say, in the 80s when I went to Bali, there was, like we were staying in people's houses in Ubud and stuff. And now Ubud has got, spas and all this kind of stuff. But back then it was blatantly obvious to us that when you woke up, albeit on the floor in someone's house, but looked out across the rice paddies, you were like, this is amazing. We didn't even take photos back then. It was so stupid. There was no Instagram. There was no nothing, We just looked at it and went, this is amazing. And in the guidebook, you saw all the rice terraces. Now, the guidebook is real life. People have built their houses in amongst all that stuff, or they're down on the beach overlooking the views and stuff. And when you look here, it's all the same stuff. All the same stuff. There are all the opportunities. There's beaches all the way around the island. There's a reef all the way around the island. And it's jungle all the way back. If you want to create a little hideaway in the jungle overlooking the sea, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
No, it's insane. And we have the second largest coral reef in the world. I only truly appreciated Roatán once I entered the boat and went to dive. That was the first time I was like, okay, Caribbean. I see the difference. I've been all around the world. I never saw such a high quality of diving experience like we have here. From the coral reef, the fishes, the starfish, the sharks, you can see it all. So I never lived in a place like this. I live in a private villa overseeing the coral reef, and I don't spend that much money. It's not a cheap place. It's still Caribbean. Compared with the other Caribbean destinations, it's really, really cheap. Oh man, this place is beautiful. That's why I'm still here. I see the same as you are saying. I see the potential. I like faster timelines, so sometimes I may feel a little bit anxious because I want to build fast in a way that I want the experience to be at par with some of the places I've built before so I can bring more people in. And I really struggle with these both timelines. Are we building? Are we bringing the people? for me, without the experience, it's very hard to bring the kind of people I need to bring. But maybe we can design an experience for the early adopters, like you were saying, where we actually can have an incredible experience for early adopters that come here to build, come here for the community, and we can do these almost like pop-up events for 1 month where people come here to build your company, or you come here to build your network.
Well, funnily enough, that we were talking about it off camera. That's been my realization. I haven't consciously sat down and thought, what is a good way forward for Próspera? I've just ended up doing something that worked really well, which was to come here for a month with I'm not trying to look around the island and see all the sites or go diving. I'm just coming here to work. And as a result, it's the most enjoyable period of work I've had in years. This episode of the Free Cities podcast is brought to you by Veritas Villages. Now, Veritas Villages are freedom-oriented, energy self-sufficient luxury communities designed for people who want to enjoy peace of mind and real freedom in today's unpredictable world. Join a community of like-minded neighbours who value privacy and independence in a place where you can use Bitcoin, including for the purchase of your property. www.veritasvillages.com/free cities for more info, and in the meantime, enjoy the conversation. You mentioned the pop-up city thing. I've always thought they're not very good. I went to Zuzalu. I thought this is pure larping, and the meetings that were happening, I thought, put it this way, they might be thinking this is good. I'm not. This isn't my thing. This isn't what I'm doing. And the reason I think is because in the previous iteration of pop-up cities, you pick a place, everyone goes, and then you leave. This is why Próspera is different, because you come here and it's a long-term project that's already been here for years and will be here for many more years. So for me, I've said it to everyone, I'm now doing every year, I'm coming here for a month. No question about it. Unless something changes, unless something else happens, unless,
it will just get better.
I may as well come here for that month. Because we have that opportunity as entrepreneurs and as people to do that. So, but I've got a family. I can't just do Bali for 12 months and here and here and here, but I can do 1 month and it's not bad. And it's actually cheaper than living at home for me personally.
I think the next level for this idea, and I think it's something I will do personally in October because of a new project. So basically I'm the CEO of Roatán Tourism Bureau. So I have a new project connected with longevity, which of course is connected with Infinita, with GARM Clinic, with the fact that we can have gene therapy here, which is unique, and everything else. So my strategy in terms of the island is one of the places I want to go is longevity. Therefore, I'm having a pop-up month kind of situation where we are doing a lot of longevity stuff, bringing lots of speakers, building a community here, building for this space, AI hackathon, whatever happens in that month. And I was thinking, maybe this is the model. Maybe we need to curate experiences. So as you are a very specific type of person, but most people really miss the community side of things. But if people do what you did before and are surrounded by a community, are surrounded by people like them, that they can exchange ideas, they can geek out about building a new website, building a new project, building a new podcast, and you can exchange ideas while you are in the rooftop sauna before you go to the pool. That's where the magic happens. And it's not so hard. In the end of the day, it's just a little bit of organization and marketing. So I'm not sure if it's at the Próspera level, but I think that's going to be one of the directions we will be trying to push. I'm sure Lonis is already doing that in one way or the other, but I do see these pop-up months or thematic months, whatever you want to call it, as a very interesting for the next 1-2 years to bring more people, to exchange ideas, and to keep rotating people for 1-2 months.
I do think it's at the Próspera level. BitChill. When I first heard about BitChill, which is basically a similar thing, come here for a month, Bitcoiners come here for a month and hang out. And I thought, that's great, but who's going to do that? And I've done it. I've just ended up doing it. And because BitChill's just started, of course, a load of Bitcoin. So I'm hanging out. I'm doing what they're doing. And now I get it. I'm like, actually, that is a real business model. It actually is. And you say, I maybe don't care about the community as much. My version of that is different for sure. I don't necessarily need to sit and eat with a group of people every night. But my sense of community here was every time I got in the lift and someone else got in, 50% of the time there was someone I'd never met before and they were interesting. And I was like, hi, what are you doing here? And then later on, a couple of days later, this is why I think you need a month, you bump into them somewhere. All right, how's it going? Before you know it, even if, like me, I'm not the kind of person, I don't tend to go straight in and introduce myself. I like things to just unfold. And it does unfold. And then you start to know everyone. And I'm a month is how long it takes me. You know?
But if we structure it in a better way, we can accelerate that curve.
Yes.
And then you do that in the first week. So
yeah, like a dating,
it's almost like that. We do
speed
events
dating.
around. We do events around it, right? So imagine we do an event around podcasting, and you are a speaker, and 30 people attend, and then 30 people know you. So part of this is getting to know who is in the building and build events around them for the rest of the community, which is something that's not yet happening. But once we have, or if we have, this structure of pop-up months, this can happen much more easily because we have someone, Tim does podcasting. This is really cool. He knows a lot about network states. There is definitely a talk there. And then he knows John, and John loves AI. He's an AI hacker, and he's doing everything about AI, thinking about it 24/7. Let's do a workshop about them. And now the 30 people know John. This is a way to accelerate the process you went through, yet giving it just a little bit more structure. And I think this is a business model. I don't think Próspera will follow this business model. I think whoever is listening to this podcast who wants to come here and do a month, that's what Próspera is looking for.
And also, talking of that month you're describing there, what's missing from this, at least certainly this side of Próspera, and also the other side, because it's too formulaic a bit, is a place to hang out. A cheap
third space.
Place to hang out. Like the whole of backpacker culture was based around beach huts, basically. And there was always one big hut where everyone ate. And that turned into digital nomad culture, I think. And it was the same thing happened. You need that place. You need that space where every night I can go down there and sit on my own if I want and play chess with some rando, or meet a lot of people, or be at an event. But that's what Próspera doesn't necessarily have yet. And like, it might not be their vision, actually, potentially. If you think about it from the biotech side, like, I think what a biotech month's a brilliant idea. It's the perfect application of what's already here. But what would you need for that? What third space would you need for a biotech month, for example?
I'll need always two spaces. I will need a co-working space, which currently is managed by Infinitum, and I need a meeting space, which we have at P1. It changed a lot. It was from Infinita, and now it's kind of a meeting space. It's called a maker space, and you can do 3D thing and stuff, but also has a table tennis.
Yeah.
It has a kitchen, so people do some
That's
events
all in
there.
the Duna Tower.
It's all in the Duna Tower.
But what
yes.
about, do you think for something like that, you need a beach bar or a beach
That would be
restaurant?
great. Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, the connection here, and the issue is that there is a land in between Pristine Bay, which is currently managed and owned by us, and Duna Tower, where we are today. And this land in between, it is 15 minutes walking, yet it's through the forest. It's beautiful though. So if you go through the day, it's really beautiful, and it's in 15 minutes you are on the other side. But if you go by car, it's like 20 minutes all around, up and down the mountain, average road. If we connect both spaces, then you have a beach club to do that. So I'm just starting to plan this longevity month, but I plan to have sponsored villas in the hotel. So the hotel is in Pristine Bay side. I will have X company sponsor the villa, having their own events there, building the community there. Then W company sponsoring another villa, having things there. Then probably the entrepreneurs or the early startups will stay at Duna because it's way cheaper than the hotel. Then we have the villas in Pristine Bay. So I will create this city kind of feeling, even though we have some land in between, by separating things and spreading them across all the properties. It's not easy to do with every single thing we create here, but if you think as an ecosystem, but I'm lucky, I'm an insider. I work here, I know everyone in the ecosystem. So it's very easy for me to integrate all the aspects to it, even golf and everything in between. So I think that's what we need to do, and it's possible. It's just very hard for someone from the outside coming here and doing the same, because all the spaces cater to different people. Yet if you're here, you can build that. Is there a third space today that can act as a beach bar? Not really. I think we will eventually make the maker space a third space for fun. That's what's happening already with the table tennis, which is new, etc. I still think that cafe we have at Duna should be a meeting place, should be $4, $3 coffee and just make it
100%.
a meaty space.
Yeah.
Because if you hang out outside, that's it. You always have a shade. You have a nice breeze because it's elevated. It's everything. It just misses the right
I
people.
said this on a podcast the other day, because I heard a little bird told me that the cafe's actually moving out because they've bought a big property over there. And I said, look, if you are someone that just wants to run a great coffee shop, come and do it here. There's a space waiting to go. Knock in, you get a good machine so you can knock out quick coffees, a bit of food if you want, and you will get guaranteed business there. Because at the moment it's an artisan coffee shop and it's a bit clunky, and during the event there were huge queues and everyone getting pissed off, and it's hard to, it's just not the right necessarily, it's there for the taking right now in the Duna Tower. And I think probably if it would be an opportunity for someone, because they would create that space, it would get good, and by living and working there they would hear about the next place and then they would do it again, and it would just happen like that.
And if you make it a community-centric place, so you're not only thinking about coffee, but actually there is no reason why you cannot open until 9 p.m. and have a bar.
Well, also there's that massive space outside that's literally not being used.
Watching the ocean.
You can just put a cover over it and have and it's like got a sunset view. It's so underused, this whole place. And maybe we're a little bit too early in so many ways. Maybe
yes, we need more entrepreneurs. So that's it. We need more people to come here, understand this is a place to build and move here, like I did in a different center, in a different way. But that's exactly what we need. And to do that, we need to improve the experience, because entrepreneurs are looking for a certain level of experience. We have some really good things. My kid loves Pristine Academy. So there is a school here, Montessori based. She loves it. One of the reasons we decided to stay was actually the school. The school is Montessori. There is like 18 kids in her class. She's 3 years old. It's actually one of the reasons we stayed as a family. So when you're talking about the family, it's like, well, for us, we are very nomadic. That helps. But it was one of the reasons we decided to stay. And we don't plan to go anywhere else in the foreseen future. It's actually the school.
Dan from Noma Collective.
Yes.
Of course you do. I spoke to him a few weeks ago. He came through Próspera, and his idea, which is killer, is to do month-long retreats for families. Now, here's where Próspera is brilliant. He said, what do families want? They want certain things. One of them is education for their kids. So they went to the Montessori school and said, can our kids join for a month? And they went, sure. And it works. And all of a sudden, he's like, great, well, I can do business here then. This is, and I think the family month retreat is a bloody brilliant idea, because it's not that I don't know much about, I know all the problems with having families. I know exactly what they are. And if you said to me, you can bring your family here, you can insert yourself into island life with this, that, and the other, and the mum and dad can work during the kids can go to school during the day, and not just any school, a cracking school.
Really good school.
Yeah.
Really good school.
And it's all taken care of, and all you do is turn up. Come on.
And the school is at the beach club, so you can literally go from the school in 10 seconds. You are swimming at this beautiful, huge beach club with a pool and service and incredible food by an Argentinian chef we just hired from the best hotel in the island. No joke, right?
I know.
Yeah, and again, going back to the experience, because I'm back and forth. I work here, but I go back and forth. My girl still asks me, when are we going to Brazil? And you know why? Very simple, cheap thing. There is no playground. My girl wants a playground. And she said, Papa, when are we going back to Brazil? Because we're in Rio. I was working with the city there. I was like, we're staying here, but there is no playground. I was like, I know. What
does that
problem.
Entail? Are we talking literally just sand on the floor and stuff to climb on?
Slide and stuff, yeah.
Because you could do that down on the beach really easily.
Experience. And we will do it in the next month. So maybe some people that will listen to this a little bit later, it's already here. We are working on it, but it's the one thing I'm pushing for 6 months that will happen. But it's the little things, and the little things add up. So we need really to focus on the experience, because it adds up as a family. Imagine you are a husband and wife with one kid, and you are making the decision, do I move there or not?
Yes.
Your kid saying they want to go back to Brazil is not a good thing. And if you go deep, sometimes it's something very simple as a slide and the swing.
Oh, I
And it's
know that
happening.
one. When we travelled for a year around Central America with my kids, eldest at the time was about 8 or 9. You're right. There are things you need to do. There are things you do definitely need. One is access to a pool, because when you're a mum and a dad and the kids are starting to get angsty, there's in a hot place. Number 1 is pool. Number 2 is beach.
Yes.
Number 3 is a place that they get used to going to, which is like a playground, somewhere where there's something a little bit different.
And it's good for the parents as well, because you connect with other parents.
Sure, and those little things, yeah, they're absolutely vital. You know, you could be in the most top 5-star hotel of all 5-star hotels, and your kids are having a terrible time. Then you're having a terrible time.
Yes.
But, and in a way, Pristine Bay is a little bit like that, because it's a resort, and it still feels like a resort.
It's incredible. No, but it's incredible. You're talking about swimming. I was swimming before coming here with my kids in my pool, in my villa in Pristine Bay. Sometimes I want to leave the house. I go to the pool in the hotel in Pristine Bay. Sometimes I want to eat a great Argentinian barbecue while I swim. I go to the beach club in Pristine Bay. All this is part of Próspera. So my kid is actually super, super happy here. She's learning 3 languages. She now mixes everything, but we are Portuguese, so she speaks Portuguese. She's learning Spanish, so she doesn't say amarelo or yellow, she says amarillo. And she's learning English at the same time. So she says, for example, don't push. And all these just mixed because she's 3 years old. And as a father, it's like, wow, this is magical. I don't want to leave this place. I want her to grow surrounded by international community, but in a beautiful place like this. A playground is a 3K problem. It's easy to fix. We are working on it, I think. But the fact that we didn't have anyone thinking about those little things of experience in the past is one of the reasons why, in my opinion, we are not at 10,000 people right now.
Yeah, I mean, so at the school that the Montessori school, how many kids are there? What kind of kids are? What families are they?
They started with 36, if I'm correct. Right now they have 57. So they almost doubled this year. They did incredible work in improving everything. The school leader, for example, is at the same time giving swimming lessons at the beach club. So we have a very good school manager, leader, not sure what's the correct name by now, but she did a whole thing for the experience of the kids. They were in the airport doing a field trip to the airport. So right now they have 56 kids. I think in the class of my daughter, which is the children's room, there is 18 and at least 8 different nationalities. So just top of mind, Israel, Spain, Italy, Americans. There is way less Americans than I was expecting here, because it's very European somehow, even though we're in the Caribbean. It's somehow very European. But yeah, there is a whole world in her class, and she speaks with different people and learns different words and different cultures. It's so interesting. I love it.
The mums and dads, why are they here?
Different reasons. For example, one of the Israeli families is working with the cruise ships, and they learn about Próspera, so open the company, but they work with the cruise ship companies. Other kids are from here. We right now, in my opinion, have the best private school in the island. So they just come to Pristine Academy as a normal school from the island. Others are around Próspera, but I would say the main people actually is from the islands or move to the island for business or for lifestyle reasons.
Wow. Earlier on, you were mentioning the bit of land between here and Pristine Bay, and I've never got to the bottom of this. I spoke to Gabe about it, and he basically said it's someone owns it, and they're not. Próspera don't want to buy it necessarily because they want to put the money elsewhere at the moment. But obviously, it needs to be incorporated into Próspera somehow. What do you know about it that you can say? Because just so I understand about that a little bit.
I think the short-term solution that will fix everything is we will ask permissions to build a road, even if it's for golf carts or something simple with electric bikes in between with the owners. I think that's the obvious solution. They don't necessarily want to sell. We don't necessarily want to buy. We just want to connect both properties.
Why don't they want to sell though? They think it's going to be worth more in the future, which it obviously
and
will
they are
be.
probably right. Yes.
But
or they want to develop it.
But they would want to. I think Gabe told me that they probably wouldn't want a road because they thought that might undermine the need to want to buy it. But obviously, I think the complete opposite to that. I think if you connect that, you basically are giving prime real estate, a way through and access to it.
Going back to Bali, in Bali there was this road called the Shortcut, which is legendary. So it was a tiny road, only a car could fit there. Sometimes people fall in the rice field because of the shortcut, it was too tight. Honestly, that's what we need. We need a shortcut. It doesn't need to be bigger. It doesn't need to be for a car. Walking is 15-20 minutes. If we have a shortcut with decent pathway, with an electric bike would move in between, or with a golf cart. So if it's small enough for a golf cart and a bike, it would work because it's really close and it's beautiful. Imagine you have a bike ride to go to the other side and it's in the middle of the forest looking at the ocean. It's gorgeous. It just needs a bike path and a couple of electric bikes.
But according to you, who the family or whoever it is that owns it are going to sit tight for a while.
I don't know.
Quite advisably, I would say.
I'm not involved in any negotiation, so I don't know much more. But I know, like, there is no right now. We are not on the way to try to buy it even or buying it. The discussions I know is like, please allow us to pass by.
But isn't it? Well, I mean, the road already goes through there.
We walked through it. Which it's not official, but we literally walk through it every day. I have many people that work on that side on Pristine Bay that go back and forth by walking. It's 15 minutes walk. It's just not infrastructure wise. It's not perfect yet, but people already do it. My people did it every day, and I was like, "How did you walk here?" And I was like, "Yeah, just 15 minutes." I was like, "Interesting." So it's there. It's just not properly marked or illuminated. So for the night, it's a little bit more tricky. Even Patri, one day I was like, we were having an event here, Patri Freeman, and he said, "Oh, I'm already at Pristine." I was like, "How?" "Yeah, I just walked through the woods. I know the path, so it was easy." I was like, "Okay."
Do you know much about? There's also, isn't there, between here and Pristine Bay, there's a little bit of beachfront land that kind of a funny little bit that sticks out where I think they want to build a venue down there or something. Is that right? Oh,
is it in front of where we are, or like in front of Better?
It's along the beach between here and Pristine Bay. I think I saw it on a map. It's a kind of like bit of land, but it doesn't connect the two sides.
Oh, I don't know much about that.
Oh, maybe I don't know. I was trying to find a map online the other night to insert into a video, and I couldn't actually. I found something, but it seemed a bit old. I don't think it was the right one. One that showed you what the parcels of land were, because obviously over on the Pristine side, there's 350 acres. It's massive, and the golf club, in a way, probably, I don't know. I would say the golf club won't survive long term. I don't know.
There's a lot of land before that. It depends on how long term we are looking at. I think if we are looking at 50 years, probably right. Not just for building, but for water reasons. Building a golf club in the Caribbean where water can become scarce may not be a good idea as population develop. So 50 years from now, I think you are aligned, not just because of building, but especially because of the water consumption, to be honest with you. Meanwhile, there's so much land to build before that. We are not scarce of land. We need more people to come and build their ideas. Anything from another tower all the way to smart village, smart apartments. Right now, we are open for people who want a good place to build and attract more people.
So you said you were the CEO of, what is it, Visit?
Roatán Tourism Bureau. Eventually, we're going to create a visit.
Roatán Tourism Bureau.
Yes.
So what juxtapose that then against what would be the kind of Próspera Tourism Bureau?
This is a Próspera company. The only difference is Próspera understands that we need to promote island because nobody knows where Próspera is and much less people know where Roatán is. So the idea is to promote island with a strategy. So what happened in the case of Honduras is that tourism is not their forte right now, or it never was, even though it's a beautiful country. They never really invested in tourism, unlike Costa Rica and other countries in the region. Guatemala is investing millions and millions. So nobody actually planned in a good way to develop the tourism of the island, to develop a brand and to develop a sense that this island has a place on the map and people should come here. Próspera understands this and so sponsors the Tourism Bureau to actually attract people, to promote Roatán, go to conferences, attract people, make the whole messaging around like a public tourism bureau, but private. Próspera style.
And what currently is the situation? Like, who comes here, what and why, basically?
We have 2.1 million cruise people coming by. So people that come in cruise ships, they leave, they stay for 6 hours and they leave. And they leave in average $60 per day, which is not ideal for now.
That's the ultimate that's the ultimate digital nomad model. They come and they don't stay.
Don't compare this. Don't compare these people. It was great because nobody was coming to Roatán before. So this was like 0 to 1 kind of situation. The challenge is they may reach 3 million this year. And Roatán has, if we are very optimistic, 100,000 people. So that's not good in terms of environment, in terms of money they live. One tourist that comes for 1 week in scuba diving usually spends around 2,200 with much less ecological impact. So right now, most of our airline tourism is from the United States. We have 5 direct flights to the US. Air Canada just announced 2 flights from the next season, so from, I think, December. We have direct flights for Canada already. So it's really growing to the US. So most of the people coming here are Americans. We have some people coming from Guatemala, Central America as well. And we have some people coming from the mainland, mostly for Semana Santa and others. Like, this is an incredible destination. Somebody told me this is like a Hawaii for Americans. So for the Central American, this is like the incredible destination. People speak Spanish and they really want to come here. It's not that hard. And that's what we're trying to go for. Personally, I want to attract more divers with more quality. Longevity is one of my biggest bets right here, right now, because of everything we have inside Próspera. And I think there is a real space in the future for digital nomads. I was going to launch a program, but we had an accident and the co-working space in West End burned down. There was an accident. So the idea was to launch 2 nomad villages, so to say, one in Próspera, one outside Próspera, because it would make more sense. As the place burned down, we stopped the project for now, but I still want to do it. And why 2 is because we need to have 2 experiences. West End will be more party, more social. Próspera will be for the builders, for the entrepreneurs. If I only build one and everybody comes here, the people that are looking for a party, they definitely comes to the wrong place. So we need to balance it out and have both experiences in Roatán, like I did in Madeira, like I did in Brazil, etc. So it's still a bit on the stop, but definitely I go for digital nomads in the future. Longevity for obvious reasons, and hopefully more and more diving tourism.
So are you saying that they might try and limit the number of people that come here on cruise ships then?
No, because it's Honduras.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
It's easy money. Cruise ships is easy money. I understand. It's like a drug, you know? Like, people come here, they have whatever experience, they pay first, it doesn't really matter, and they go. That's it. So they never focus on giving a good experience, and that's the problem. If you give them, if someone focus on doing this, yet giving a good experience, cruise ships can become the top of the funnel to attract people to come and dive, to stay longer, to spend more money. Because most of the people coming are Americans and they have money. They just come in these environments. And so they do what people do in the same environment. But maybe they fall in love with the place if you give them a good experience and they want to come back, just like digital nomads. It's all about the experience, right? So my strategy for cruise ships in the future, this just started 1 week ago, is to eventually being able with the local operators to design better the experience and to educate them into giving a better experience so we can eventually convert them into coming back and actually add value to the islands.
I think the longevity medicine model is crazy good. It has to be. I mean,
yes,
because you can't look at the situation here and not realize one of the biggest selling points is that this is one place in the world almost where certain things can happen.
Yes.
So I think if I was to bet on something, it would be that. But you've got tropical island, you've got the kind of things that people like to do when they want to feel healthy, and you've got longevity medicine. Mix that lot together, give them a good service, and why wouldn't you? And then you get your month-long stays, because longevity medicine is a long-term proposal. It's not something you do for like a week.
Our predictions is an average stay of 2 weeks. We are working with GARM Clinic, which implements, besides the gene therapy, which was developed for the first time here in Próspera, they have 5x prize from Peter Diamandis winner therapy. So it's not just gene therapy anymore. They actually have a whole thing of therapies that you cannot do anywhere else in the world, or almost anywhere else in the world. And again, we have Las Verandas, which is a beautiful hotel. We have the whole ecosystem ready for something, yet that something was never developed because there is nobody in charge of building something for tourism. So that's my first big bet right now. It should be launching mid-May, mid-June. And we should receive the big batch of people. We are doing a whole conference, a whole month in October, right after the Free Cities
And will people
conference.
be able to give right after Free Cities? Oh, I've just booked my flights home. I'm not going to be here for that.
We can change that.
I can't spend that much time here. I've got a family back home. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And during that month, are people actually going to do therapies as well?
Yeah, so that's the idea. We are first bringing speakers and the whole sponsors and companies here as well. But the whole concept is right now based on the GARM Clinic and a couple of others.
What's it called?
We have GARM Clinic, GARM.
What's that?
GARM Clinic is the clinic that implements all these therapies, from the gene therapy, etc. So basically, a company can develop something, but usually they are not the ones implementing on the health system. GARM Clinic is literally the one giving you the shots with the gene therapy.
And are they incorporated in Próspera as well? Ah, okay.
Or else they couldn't do it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were coming in from outside. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I know that this month has been such an eye-opener for me because I've got I really understand what's going on here now. Prior to coming here, I knew about the opportunities here, but they didn't seem real like they do now. I think about it and I think, yeah, people fly to, Turkey to get their hair transplant because it's an amazing service, it's the top quality place, and it's cheaper than doing it in their own country. Why wouldn't they come here? It's exactly the same. If I say it's even better necessarily for things that you can't get anywhere else.
That's true. That's not true for the hair and for...
No, I mean, I'm using that as an example. Because Turkey's not the kind of place you'd think about going for a doctor. But now you do. You do go there for the doctors.
My theory here is that like right now in the US, and in Europe this is not known yet, but there is a huge peptide craziness. Everybody's injecting peptides for literally everything. And in Europe, it's much more quieter. I didn't know. I just learned this 2 weeks ago. So I visit GARM Clinic. I'm now on peptides as well. And
are you?
I have to test. How can I sell them if I'm not testing them?
I have to ask you about them. But tell me this thing first.
And basically, I was there. I went peptides, etc. And by some reason, I was at the restaurant we have in Las Verandas in the hotel. And I was just around. And there was a couple like looking around and trying to open the door. And I went to speak with them. And they were saying, yeah, we are looking around. We are from the US. I'm from San Francisco. We are staying at Kimpton, but we heard about this Próspera thing. We are just looking around, see if we move here or not. What is your opinion? Do you live here? And just like, yeah, it's cool and blah. Oh, yeah, it's such a craziness in the US. Everybody's doing wellness. And yeah, you need a good gym. You need a spa here. It's like, yeah, it's true. But we have this GARM Clinic. This is the only place in the world where you can get gene therapy. Oh, wow. I mean, all these peptides. And it's amazing. I was like, oh, actually, we can also do peptides. I was like, oh my God, I need to move here. I was like, yes. So I lived in person, in real life, what people are looking for, what certain kind of people are looking for in the US, what they will be looking for outside the US. And then here we have the Caribbean, we have the beauty, and we have already the peptides and everything else that's even way next level above the peptides.
What are peptides then?
That's a great question.
Should I be taking
we should ask Nicholas that. As far as I understand it, there are non-approved drugs yet. So, for example, one of the peptides I'll be taking, the first one, is I will kill this name, retatrutide or retatrutide, whatever. So I took GLP-1, Ozempic, Mounjaro. I took Mounjaro, but basically it's to lose weight. In my brain, I have ADHD, so I have this scarcity with food, where if I see a big plate, I have to eat everything. Once I took it, I only eat the good things.
I'm like that.
Amazing. And my brain was like, whoa, I need food. And now I'm not. Now I only eat what's good for me. And even sugar, after you stop it, it tastes bad. So that was the first one. I took Mounjaro. I lost 10 kilos. Great. Still not perfect. And now when I was studying peptides, because again, they were in my environment. I was not looking for it, but I kept watching these peptides and people talking about, okay, let's go deep on this. I'm taking retatrutide exactly because it's even better than Mounjaro. So it's a pre-approved version. It's currently under phase 3 of the FDA trials and everything else. This should be a talk with Nicholas, but I will try my best. And so it means it's not approved yet it's available for non-human consumption. So if you are in the US or if you are here you can buy it legally. Or if you are in the US, you can also buy it as non-human medication, yet everybody's buying it. And basically, there are peptides for everything. This one is more for lose weight, liver fat, etc. There are peptides to improve your injuries. So I have a tendinitis on my shoulder from playing 22 years of volleyball. This is the second peptide I'll implement, because with a couple of injections, you can improve and get much better, especially true for tendons and muscle recovery. It's a whole new world for me. I'm not promoting it yet. As someone who wants to take care of my health, I'm 13, almost 39, and the pain starts to become real. I'm an athlete. And no, because I was a volleyball athlete and I do sports every day. I play paddle here. I do a lot of sports, and just now I have more pain than I used to have. I'm in for anything. And if I leave here and if I'm promoting longevity from next month, I better leave it. So I think I just need to do it. I'm very excited, actually. It's a whole new world for me. But wow, that's what Nicholas is preaching.
You haven't started yet?
I will be starting next week. So because I was still in GLP-1, and I'll start next week.
And what's the one you're taking specifically for? Your shoulder?
Retatrutide first, for losing more weight and improving a lot of markers.
Losing weight?
It's crazy.
How about that?
I knew that.
You need to lose too much weight. What does it do then? Stop you feeling hungry, or
the way I felt was that, yeah. So I didn't feel the urge to eat everything, which my brain operates in the way I wanted to eat everything. And once I took it for the first time, I started making proper choices.
So it affects your brain then?
For me, 100%.
That's interesting.
I don't know the theory behind it, but for me, it was a huge game changer.
I'm seeing Nicholas in Austin in a few days, actually. So maybe I should ask him about those. There's all kinds of things I probably need. Before you came here, you've just been somewhere with someone. Are we allowed to talk about that? Why the reason we didn't do the interview?
Oh yeah.
Is that?
Yes, I was in the mainland. Yes.
I mean, you just said something. It was a really interesting trip. Can we talk about it?
Yes, 100%. So we went to the mainland to this kind of farm, ranch in English, Ranch Sofia, I think, and it's in the middle of a tourism region, which is full of this ranch. And it's 1 hour from the main city of Honduras called Tegucigalpa. And so we fly there with the team. It was incredible, because what they did as a private company is they have all this ranch, and it became a place for entrepreneurs to go build their businesses. So we met all these people building their businesses inside the ranch.
This is in Honduras mainland.
Incredible.
It's the same.
The guy was talking about, and what was special, we had this person showing us around, and he knew the story of everyone. Yeah, Josefa, she was lost, she was in the West, he came back, now he's the head of maintenance, he built his own company, and he serves the hotel and all the businesses here. Joanna was somewhere, she was lost, and now we brought her here. She opened her own crepe shop, and now she sells. We bring events here. They do events for 1,000 people. It became a huge thing all over Honduras. And it's basically rural tourism, but instead of them building everything, they bring entrepreneurs, they support them like with free rent. They get a percentage of the business to start. Once they grow, they basically just pay rent like normal businesses. I was like, wow. And everything they built was around experience. Yeah, people come here, they see this, and that, so they feel this. We built this for the kids, because if your kids are happy, you're happy. So we built a cookie workshop where they do and design cookies for the parents to be happy with their kids and have experience without phones. We have these, you can wash the horses, because when you wash the horses, you have this experience with animals that people lost. So we created this side business of washing the horses. These people built a restaurant because the food here is this and this, they believe in that, so they built it. We supported all the businesses. I was like, there is a huge parallel with Próspera, right? This is what we want. This is literally what we want here.
So is the lesson for Próspera there to be very welcoming to entrepreneurs? And
I think we are. I think we just need to be more proactive dealing with entrepreneurs. Meaning, yes, we are one of the best places to build a business. Can we give literally the hand and guide them as well? Can we be almost like an incubator in a way, where you come here, you don't just open your business, but we help you on the way to open a business, because this is not just the jurisdiction. There is a learning curve if you open a physical business here, right? The people, it's a very special place. Can we be more proactive in helping you building your business while giving incredible experience to our people? The cafe you mentioned, instead of just renting the space, can we help a local entrepreneur from the Roatán to build their cafe here, go with them advise them, say maybe sell avocado toast because all the nomads are coming next month and they love avocado toast with eggs, or whatever it is, maybe open tonight or do a community quiz per night. Can we guide them to success to the point that the person that has no money starts something and in 1-2 years they are paying a rent because they are so successful? I think that's a great model.
When you say the ranch, are you talking like thousands of acres ranch?
I think it's not that big, but they have space.
And the entrepreneurs were Hondurans or outsiders?
All Hondurans, mostly from the village.
Insane.
Incredible story.
And so are Próspera going to do business with them, or is it just a learning experience?
I think we're just learning. Like we are learning from the people doing it well, which for me is the right signaling. For me, who came from the outside, kind of works for Próspera but doesn't, shows me two things. They really now are looking, because imagine the last 4 years, I understand. Sorry for interrupting myself. We were trying to survive. That's it. How can you build an experience and how can you invest in experience if you don't know if you will last one more year? It's hard. Right now, I see a huge shift where we are now focusing on attracting people, on experience, on marketing. Who are we? What's our messaging? And for me, as an outsider, insider, it's very, very transparent to see that now it's the time to build the experience. Now is the time to go all in into attracting the entrepreneurs. And I think this trip was part of that experience, of that transition.
Does that even include things like offering, not tax breaks, because, but do you know, but do you know what I mean? Like he said that in that ranch, they offered incentives like, we'll come in and stay for no rent. Do you mean even things like that? Or is it more like?
I think we're already doing it. I think we're already doing it. I know that some people are trying to build something from zero, and instead of charging for the land, Próspera is becoming a partner, for example. So I don't think it's something that will do across board, but I think for the right people, especially for locals that want to build their business inside Próspera right now, yes, I think this is going to be, I see it as easy what's going to happen as we are actively seeking to integrate more than ever with the local and national communities.
It does seem very easy. What I wonder is whether the only reason it looks so easy is because, in my case, I'm in this world of free cities and stuff. Like, because it's almost like within the world, an opportunity like this is relatively rare. But in the world of developing nice seaside places or nice beach places, there's probably a lot of opportunities. Do you think that's true? Do you think we're just a little bit slanted in one direction? Look, I know the whole regulatory environment here is a crazy opportunity that most people probably, that's the bit they don't get. Or like your example of your peptide couple, they come here, but they don't actually realize that side of it. They're missing that side of it. That's obviously the biggest selling point about here, because it's got all the factors you want for a lovely beach resort / whatever, jungle. It's got all the bits there. But what makes it different from another tropical island is that thing.
Hopefully that, and in my vision, community is going to be the key. Why here, not the Bahamas? We can have longevity therapists here, and the people that you want to hang out with will be here. Why here and not Lisbon? Because it's a tropical paradise, 2 hours from Miami, 2.5 hours from Austin. And you really will see the people here that are building like you. So if you are an entrepreneur, my vision at least, this is mine, it's not Próspera, everything I'm saying, it's me. My vision is this will become the place that people like us come to build. If you want to build something and you want to be surrounded by people like you, this should be the place where you go, because it's the same time zone. It's 2 hours away from the US. It's very easy to go back if something goes wrong. And you'll be surrounded by incredible people building incredible things. I think that should be the differentiator. And then, yes, we do have the regulation, which is incredible. If you are doing something wild, most of the people, they want to build their business. They don't want to do a gene therapy, because I have no idea even what's a gene therapy at the end of the day. I know it's incredible. Brian Johnson was here 3 times. That's all incredible. Most of the people that will come here are not building gene therapies yet. Yet, we can be an incredible place to live, because it's beautiful. There is a great school. We can be the place where people looking for a company to come for 3, 4, 5, 6 forever can come to be in a resort, yes, but surrounded by other entrepreneurs. there are no other places like that. We just need to finish the last part of the building. By building, I mean the community, the entrepreneurs, the experiences. If we then become the place where entrepreneurs come, if you're in the US, it's a no-brainer.
Well, also, I hate to say it, but Prospera's got this massive head start on everyone else.
100%.
I mean, it's an amazing opportunity now. And like you say, the fact that we've now got 4 to 8 years of probably good times politically ahead, it's just the biggest opportunity on planet Earth, I think, if you really are of this mindset. And I'm not saying everyone is. I think we're a weird bunch of people, actually. But we're spread out all over the world. And I think if you're thinking about doing something in Bali, you're going there for a specific reason. And when you break down all those reasons, they can all exist here. And you have that regulatory autonomy and etc.
You will have access if we keep attracting people like the people who develop the gene therapy and GARM Clinic, etc. You will have access to a lot of incredible new things. You can only have access here. I don't think we even know what can be built in this regulatory system. We just saw what was built already, what was implemented here. Well, no, what can you do with AI if there is no regulations like you have right now in Europe? What can you do with crypto if you can actually have regulations that are 100% pro-crypto? What can you do with any highly regulated, with real estate, which is also highly regulated? Can you build something incredible? This can be a canvas for people really, really early into any of these that are being set back by all the regulations. From the top of mind right now, it's AI. Building anything in AI in Europe is a nightmare today. Why don't you move here and build from here? It's a laptop.
The funny thing is, I always thought, like, I can even do my job from here. It's crazy. It's the first time in my life. Like, the whole point of my job is traveling around the world interviewing people. But here, people come here. Like, I got 20 odd interviews done since I've been here, and all I've done is walk between here and between here and Duna Tower. It's insane. I really wish I was at a different stage in my life.
And living here is exactly that experience. You say interviews, but I get access to incredible conferences basically every single month. I met incredible people. I met the 13 times Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. And he did a retreat here because he was, Infinito brought him. He ended up doing a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu retreat here with these people all over the world. And I just hang out with him, went to play like top golf together. Went on the boat together. I was just hanging out with a 13 times world champion of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I have uncountable stories of incredible people who passed by. And we met some of them. I think Tim Urban is a genius. I was reading his stuff before I knew he was a human. And now I actually got to touch him in a good way, not in a weird way. Like, wow, like I got to meet Tim Urban. You know how crazy that is? And I didn't move. It just came to me. And this keeps happening.
I did, unfortunately, for everyone listening, I didn't get an interview with Tim Urban. He was very polite about it. I contacted him before we even came, and I said, look, dude, can you spare an hour? And he's like, I'm only on the island for a day. Do you mind? I'm like, oh, well, don't worry about it, dude. I think if I'd have pushed it on the day, I might have actually, but I didn't want to. I had so many interviews anyway. There were so many great people at that conference. And talking of conferences, the Free Cities Conference is coming here, which is another thing we spoke about a year ago, I think, probably, when I was telling you we were thinking about it. It will, I'm told, be the biggest ever conference on Próspera.
I think so.
Biggest gathering of people.
And we are training. We just did a TEDx. I was co-organizer of the TEDx Roatán, the first ever. So we are practicing for you guys. And I think it's going to be incredible. As you said, it will be the first time it's actually organized in a free city.
Yeah, I know. And we're getting quite big as well. I've taken a lot of intel home with me about what I think might go wrong. Because I think we've run our conference in Prague, like in military style before. And we've been doing the last 3 or 4 years, we've done it in the same place. And you know what it's like when you repeat, you're just so good at it. And I know here, I can see what the problems are going to be. So I think we're going to manage people's expectations. That's my lesson from being here. Like, I've met people who've come here and I've said, what do you think of the place? And they're like, it was not what I expected. And it's not, because you expected the wrong thing. I know what it is now. I know what it isn't. And I'm really kind of like, my mission is to make sure people understand that, because if you undersell somewhere, everyone's always happy about it. But if you oversell it, and you know, I could easily oversell Próspera because it's the cutting edge place. If you live in this world that we live in, this kind of ecosystem, it's the place where it's all happening. However, it's also very early stage, and it attracts people who are used to travel. So, you know, when they need a new towel for their room, they normally just press a button and a towel pops up. That doesn't necessarily happen here. Same goes for the community. Like, I can see it'll happen. I know it'll happen. It's obvious that it'll happen. But at the moment, you know, sometimes I finish work and I think, I'd quite like to do something. And then I'm like, there's not much I can go and do without getting in a car and driving down there. And I don't actually want to do that. All I want to do is put my flip-flops on and walk down to the beach and have a beer overlooking the sea. You can't quite do that yet. You can on your side of the...
We can build it.
Yeah, I know.
I think we'll build it. Until September, I think we'll build it. Now that you're saying this, I can see a world where we can push in that direction.
I've already said to them that... Because what there isn't here at the moment, I don't think, not a good enough version, is a little cafe you can go to, right? So when you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning... I would be buying, like, I'm making coffees in my bedroom, in my apartment. But if there was a cracking coffee shop where it was like $3 for a coffee or whatever, not like $6 for an artisan one, you know.
I think, I'll interrupt you, I think in September, when the Free Cities Conference happens, we'll not have one, but 2 cafes.
Oh, good. But I was going to say to Peter, the cafe in here is lovely. The cafe inside the Beta building is great, but they open at 10 or 11.
Now I have breakfast as well.
Right, I was going to say, just open at 7. You know, I know you probably won't, but during a conference, open all the time, because people will come down. You know, you get people who've got off a flight and are sleeping funny hours, and they get up and they want to do something. But the only problem, real like shame problem with this side of Próspera is the beach experience isn't there. There's a beach just down there, and it's a lovely beach, but it's not really a beach.
It's not a beach, it's not.
Yeah.
We cannot promise you that one. And Pristine side, we do have.
We've got a great beach.
We have 2 actually, one in the hotel, one in the beach club. In here, we cannot promise you that yet.
What is the situation down there? Because you can go onto that beach and swim, but it's kind of cordoned off from Próspera itself.
No, like there's the land in between, but there you can do everything. You can go to the beach, you can go to the hotel and then go to the beach there as well. We have kayakers.
On this side.
Oh, this one.
This down here.
So this down here is not ours. So it's basically it's from Crawfish Rock. It's a village. You cannot privatize beaches technically.
No, but you can still go. The beach doesn't belong to anyone though, right?
Yeah, but it's not a beach.
It's what?
It's not a real beach. It's like,
well, it's sand and water.
Yeah, but it's like the village playground in a way. If you go down there are the kids playing football. There's not like and you can walk forever, and the water is still on your knees. Yeah. And you can jump from the pier. That's the closest experience you have there, and it's great actually. If the door is open, you can jump from the pier, and it's beautiful. Other things, I think Pristine has more things. Again, part of the experience, thinking about the next 1-2 years, it's definitely something that we will build. How can we have an incredible experience down the ocean straight from Duna?
And you get a sunset on it's crazy. It's got everything.
Even the village, Crawfish Rock, is beautiful. We are working more and more with them. It's untouched, so tourists don't go there. Nobody goes there. It's just locals and this beautiful Caribbean architecture. Nothing is happening there. So more and more as things get calmer here, we will enjoy more of the village.
Crawfish, what's the relationship with Crawfish Rock? Because that's one of those things you always hear. I heard some funny stories about what was going on there and what the former government was actually doing and colluding and bringing Marxists in to come and give talks in Crawfish Rocks and all kinds of weird stuff. But what's the current situation according to you then?
I think we still have the same 2 ladies that appear in all interviews. It's always the same 2. The rest of the people, the ones I met are very pro-Próspera, but it's not everyone. I think things are just calming down. There was a lot of this war pro-against, with the current government, there is no team. There is no discussions. There is just like, yeah, it's normal. It's there. We are not against it, and so things seem to be very aligned. And as there is nobody sponsoring the hate against the Zetas, things are coming down. I would think even the previous party that was in power will eventually be less against economic development. So I can see a world where even if the politics change in the future, once these become normalized again, maybe take 1 year to become normalized. Elections were just December, January. As we are just in April, so as things become normalized, I can see the hate speech all over the island slowly coming down. So yes, Crawfish Rock is still very close. I believe in 1 year, we'll be really working closely for their development.
I think somebody told me about at least 30 or 40% of people from Crawfish Rock actually work here now. Is that right?
For sure. Yes, for sure. Even for us as we're building and we are doing all these things in the hotel and Pristine Bay and all our businesses, we need talent. And of course they're here.
But
they're
like you say,
place.
they have an opportunity to offer all kinds of things
themselves. Restaurants, cafes, the beach cafe that you were telling about, they will be the ones building it, not necessarily us.
Yeah.
All the businesses, they are walking down. It's like if you walk down there, it's 5-10 minutes. So imagine, just like the ranch, this just came to mind, that we empowered them to build their businesses because we have the clients, and we empowered their entrepreneurs to actually start building the cafe, the restaurant, whatever it is. And because there is almost zero businesses there. There is nothing. There is just incredible people. So imagine that we, as someone who is trying to have prosperity in the island and with our neighbors, we should be, and we will, I believe, be the ones empowering them to start their businesses. Especially, I need cafes and restaurants because the sunset there is beautiful. Yeah. And the people are incredible.
It is. It's island life, isn't it? It's like everything's easy. Everything's good and easy. Anyway, look, I'm getting too excited and too bullish on it. I'm gutted in a way that I don't know what... I wish I was here building. I really do. I know I have a role in all this, and my role is important, but I really do also wish I was building. I just don't know what. I don't come from that world,
I think one of our next cohorts is going to be for people who are looking to build something. So there is a solution. Of course, I think we will build. This is not Próspera, but I think people will start building cohorts like the network school, like pop-up co-livings, etc., for people who want to build, especially right now with AI. So it's like pre-ideas, just come here if you are looking to build something. Even if you have a job, come here, and with this environment, surrounded by the right people, you will end up building something. That will happen. I think it's a matter of months.
Right. I think we should knock it on the head. Well, Gonçalo, it's great to see you here, and I'm really happy everything's kind of worked out nice. Those little meetings and those little they're important, aren't they? They're very, what's it called? The butterfly effect type thing. It's real, isn't it?
Oh no, we have to thank Lauren, because without Lauren Razavi from Plumia, I would probably not be here today. The only 2 interactions I had before with Free Cities was always through Lauren. She was pushing me to go meet
She
these
came to
worlds.
our conference. That's how I met her. See, I don't know what the initial connection is, but because I only interviewed her because she was on the speaker list at our conference a few years ago. So there's obviously a connection there. It's probably Peter. I don't know what it is, but yeah, you're right. She's the one that invited me out to that event. So that is the connection.
She's a visionary. Plumia was going on the way to become the first internet country. I'm not sure where they are right now. And it's part of Safety Wing, so they were very integrated with the Nomad space. And that's how I got to meet him. I was involved with them since the beginning, being a Nomad ambassador, Nomad influencer, as they call me. And she is incredible. And so she's the reason why I'm here today, ironically. And she's probably the reason why we are speaking today again, because we met in Morocco and
why don't they
connections.
Does she ever focus on this side of the stuff?
I'm working to bring her here. She needs to come here. She's the reason I'm here. Sure. So we'll bring her here. I don't know when, because she has a full agenda. She's building crazy things like always. But we need to bring Lauren here for sure. And other people that are building so many things around the world, from entrepreneurs. Like there's all these connection people that need to come here but never had, the last spark. They know they need to come here but never were really pushed to come here and to be here for a month. I think we need to be very intentional and more with these people, because they will be our 1,000 true fans, and they will be the ones promoting us more than anyone else.
Right. You're the guy to make it happen anyway. Cool. Nice to see you again. I'll see you when I leave. After I leave here, I'll see you again in another about 6 months for our conference. But it's just, everything's good, and I'm so happy that everything's happening here, and it's so exciting to be here. And thanks for coming. Thanks for speaking.
Thank you so much. I think in 1 year or in 6 months will be better. In 1 year, this is going to be an incredible place to be.